So I went through every incident that's just been disastrous with the local police department, but this video is over an hour and 20 minutes long, so I basically deleted all that stuff. And we'll just stick to this incident right here, which is pretty sad. Imagine somebody you really cared about reaching out to the police and them not helping, them not wanting to help save a life. You kidding me? Now today, one of my good friends tries to commit suicide. I'm the one that calls you. I'm the one that calls you guys. And when I call, I tell dispatch, listen, I'm on the top of my driveway right now. If anywhere where she would commit suicide would be at Ernie Hallett Park. Please send a car right now to Ernie Hallett Park while I wait for the other one. You know what, sir? We're not going to do that. Why don't you just sit tight, wait till the unit gets to you, and he'll determine where the cars need to go. Really? Really? Lived here 50 years. I know how her mentality goes, but you working dispatch are now a detective. So guess where they found her? Almost dead. In Ernie Hallett, where I told him to go at the beginning. Yep. You know what? When I was still looking for her in the park, I said, you know what? She really liked to go to Butcher Hill. So I said, shit. I called Palos Verdes Police Department. You guys, they're looking for possibly a body in Ernie Hallett Park. But I know she loved to go just 100 yards up the hill and look at the view. Can you please send a couple officers just to walk the trail so a kid with a dog, an old lady, whatever, doesn't walk into a dead body, or that she needs help. Dispatch over there. Wait, you're at Ernie Hallett? No, that's Lomita Sheriff. I said, no, Butcher Hill. Butcher Hill? Oh, that's Rancho Palos Verdes. I go, Butcher Hill. I'm going to look it up the street. He goes, sir, it's just, you know, Butcher Hill is, no, you need to call Torrance. Butcher Hill is Torrance. That's what it is. No, it's not, sir. 4th of July, kids drinking beer. That's all Palos Verdes Police Department. No, you're wrong. It's Torrance. All right, great. I'm going to stay calm as I'm thinking my buddy, you know, might be dying up there needing help. I call Torrance. Dispatch. Another person who thinks they know more than someone that's lived 50 years here and that my friend that has committed suicide. They think, hey, Torrance, Palos Verdes told me to call you because we have a possible suicide up there. Somebody might be dying. A kid might walk into that body. Can you please send up some patrol cars just to walk through the property? Butcher Hill? Where's Butcher Hill? Chevron, Hawthorne Boulevard. It's that hill on top. You know, sir, that's not us. There's nothing we can do about it. Hold on, who's gonna do about it? There's somebody dying up on that hill possibly. Nobody's gonna do anything about it? You're telling the guy that's lived there 50 years? He's a fucking idiot? He doesn't know the girl where she would go? That your dispatchers know better? You can't take my advice? You know? Hey, bud.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I was the one that called in. But one of the officers said it was Harbor General this morning, and then I called the police station, they won't tell me, or they're saying they can't give out that information.
I'm not even from the station, sir. I'm from a different station. I'm only here to help them out. Yeah. You would have to call the station. And
No. The dispatch guy said I called 3 times today, so that's my limit. I'm not allowed to call anymore. Oh. Which was, I didn't know we had limits. So the lady, the sheriff in front of my house doesn't have any information, and you don't have any information.
Unfortunately, no. I'm just an outside unit that's here to make sure nobody gets in, and that's
so how do
that's the extent of the information I have.
How do I find out, like, how do I go check on my friend that's committed suicide, attempted suicide?
You could go to the station.
The station or the hospital? I'd like to go to the hospital.
But if the hospital's not giving you any information, then the only people that would have the information would be the handling unit here. And if she committed suicide, you might also want to try homicide.
Well, no, they told me she pulled through it. I mean, she was breathing.
Well, contact the station because...
I'm not allowed. I've made my 3 call stations.
I'm saying go there and ask to one of the detectives and see if they can help you out. All
right, great. I believe it still separates. But yeah, Palos Verdes takes that, calls, and below that, in Ernie Howell Park, are the Sheriff's Department. Okay? So, Palos Verdes owns this, Rolling Hills Estates owns that, and this bump up here, I believe, is Torrance. So this bump up here, right here, is Torrance. Okay? Follow me? But, growing up, fireworks, kids drinking beers, all that stuff, it's Palos Verdes. Palos Verdes does all this. Okay? Torrance doesn't do this. You know why? It's because it's Palos Verdes residents that call. A Torrance resident is not going to call on somebody up on Butcher Hill. Okay? So, Torrance dispatcher, he didn't know where Butcher Hill was or is, or he said, oh, I don't care, you know? Well, all right, so if I'm right, Torrance owns the top. It's like a bald spot on a head, okay? So, I mean, really? Really? So if my friend is dying and she's on her last breaths, has a couple minutes to left, and let's say, you know, she's dying right here, right there. Say that's her. Hold on. Let's say that's her right there, laying out, just breathing. Let's say it's your child. And your son calls you. Mom, I'm hurt. Call the police. Frantic mom calls Palos Verdes. Well, where on Butcher Hill is it? Is it in the top where the bald area is? Or is your son over, you know, on the other side? Is he on the other side of the flagpole or is he on this side? That's what I got this morning. I called, hey man, look, we're looking for a girl, committed suicide, we're looking for her body. She could still be alive, you know, in Ernie Howell Park, but she used to love to walk to the point on top of Butcher Hill, and she used to love to watch the view. Sorry, cut out. You know, she used to love the view. So can you please send somebody? Can you send somebody to help? Just walk the trails. That's all I'm asking you to do. I'm not asking you to send helicopters and everything. Just don't want some kids to see a dead body. And I want to know if my friend's okay. You know, I want to know that you guys care. You know, because the Palos Verdes dispatcher, he didn't care. He wanted to argue over boundaries. Instead of that there's a dying girl up here. Kids might see a dead body. Torrance, same thing. Not our problem. Really? What if it's your kid? What if it's your kid next? You know? Is it gonna be your problem then? Yeah, then you'll be bitching and complaining. A lady you never met, dying, and you know what? To top it off, when they found her this morning, they barely found a pulse. And to you, Mr. Lomita Sheriff Dispatcher, I called from the top of my driveway because that's where her car was, and I decided to call. Where are you calling from, sir? 48 Hidden Valley Road. You know, there's a girl, I believe she committed suicide, and she is, you know, I believe on one of the trails. She's somewhere around here. And could you please send somebody? Yeah, sure. I said, you know, I'll wait here for the policeman, but, you know, because you want me to talk, is there any way you can send a second car to Ernie Hallett Park? Because I know her. That's where she's going to be. She's going to be in Ernie Hallett Park on her way up there or somewhere around here. Can you please send a sheriff's car to Ernie Hallett Park while I wait for this other guy? You know what, sir? The best thing in this situation is to just wait for the police officer. He'll be there in about 15 minutes, and he'll go ahead and assess where other patrol cars need to be. Really? Really? You can't send a patrol car because I said there's a girl that might be dying? When I committed suicide? I even said, hey, we're gonna have joggers in about 30 minutes. She could, you know, still be alive. You know what? Just wait at your address. We'll send a police car there, and then, you know, we'll go from there. So, 3 dispatchers need to go to retraining or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm the idiot. You know, maybe there's liability purposes why you can't save someone's life over there. You know, as opposed to here. Why doesn't Torrance just give up their rights to policing the top of Butcher Hill? That way there's never any confusion. That way this doesn't happen again. You know? The sad part is, you see that girl right there that died? That girl could be your dad next week. Because you fell and hurt his ankle in the middle of the night. Needs his medicine. Could be, I don't know, it could be your sister, it could be your mom. You know what? It could be you. If you fall and hurt yourself up here in Butcher Hill, do you want the cops or do you want the dispatch in a debate over boundaries? Or do you want them sending cars up to save your life? That's the question I ask you. And I pray my friend makes it through this. Because this is where they found her this morning. I think maybe around 6 a.m. Right here, by herself. Unresponsive, laying against a fence post. Shirt pulled up. Butcher Hill. I'm assuming she was on her way there. Right there. I ran up from over there. I thought she had died. I was running. I came running from over there when I saw the cop cars surrounding her. And they kept me away. I could have swore she was dead. And then the paramedics came, fire trucks came, and they said, well, the policeman came over and said, you know, they found a very, very light pulse. A very light pulse. You know, she should be okay. I don't know. But, do you think maybe, just maybe, that extra 18 minutes where I suggested they send a patrol car to Ernie Hallett, because that's where she probably is. When I explained to the guy, I've lived here 50 years. Send a patrol car to Ernie Hallett Park. 18 minutes. I'm not a doctor. Any doctors out there? Would that have made a difference? Pathetic. Crazy, huh? Okay, so last story, just because we're talking about it. This was 35 years ago in that house. So if anybody can name whose house that was, I was going to Chadwick School. Chadwick School, okay? We were in, we were in 8th grade. There was a party there. Greg Borelli was there, I know that. Darren Nakazama, whatever. We're all having a good time, right? 4 carloads come up. Most scared I ever been. There were skinheads. Skinheads. I was like, dude, I'm in 8th grade. You want me to fight these guys? We were all fighting, fist fighting. 10 minutes later, the cops come up. The cops come up, you know what they do? Do they put us all on the curb? No. You know what they did? They kicked the shit out of those skinheads. Look at my hair. I will never, ever, ever forget that day. And when the cops lined the skinheads up, 35 years ago, when the cops lined the skinheads up on this curb right here, they lined them up, and you know what? The cops stood in front of them. You know what they said? The cops said, if you ever come up to this hill again and pick on our kids, you come up here to start a fight, you're gonna have to deal with us. Don't come up here. Don't mess with these kids again. And I remember just looking at those cops thinking, oh my God, those guys are my heroes. I mean, I get teary-eyed. I mean, that was the day where I decided those guys are heroes. And you know why I decided that? Because they had our back. That's why. They had our back. We felt safe. After that day, we felt safe, man. It was awesome. Today, you know, do I feel like all those incidences are hero cops? Do I feel like they have our back? No. You know, the cops over here, they had our back. They didn't put, you know, rules first, boundaries first. We don't have the right equipment. No, they just dealt with shit. They got it done. And the neighbors respected that. The cops were loved growing up, you know? And I'm not saying I don't like cops. Cops are cool. I see them all the time. They're cool with me when I go searching for coyotes and we talk and stuff like that. But maybe it's a mentality now in cop training or whatever they call it, police academy. You know, instead of, I'm just making this up, instead of 80%, you know, here's how you get these guys and, you know, you run down the hill, whatever. Maybe now it's, you know, when you approach a hill, make sure you have knee pads on and shoulder pads and, you know, don't cross that line because, you know, whatever. You know, maybe they're emphasizing too much on politics, you know. But I swear, I will never, ever, ever forget that day. That was an awesome day. And ask Deputy Lopez, ask Carrie Math. I went on so many ride-alongs growing up as a kid. I mean, today you gotta go through procedures, but they would come to the house and pick me up. I loved it. They were heroes. Heroes. You know, let's get back to where that was. Let's put lives above bureaucracy. You know, today there were 3 people that it wasn't registering that there could be a woman on her last breath. All they cared about was, that's not our jurisdiction, sure, whatever. I can't say that word. But their thought process didn't go immediately to, we got to save that life, or we got to go look. It came to, I think that's PV, you know, not our problem. It's just, you know, let's get back to where we were. Because the other way, we're gonna start losing lives because of laws and bureaucrats and borders and, you know, all the bullshit. What's more important, you know? All right, you guys.